What's up, Melanated family? This is your boy Harrison. This is the Melanated Convo. Got a quick update for you. I'm sure by now all of us, if not most of us, are aware that the three men charged in killing Ahmaud Arbery, that's Travis McMichael, Father Greg McMichael, William Bryant, all three of these bastards have been convicted of murder. All three of them have been sentenced to life in prison. This is a good thing, family. This is a small moment that we should celebrate. Keeping in mind we got a lot of work to do, but I'm happy that this brother can really rest in peace after this verdict, right? And quick shout out to the judge, man. A lot of these white men that we see in charge of these police killings, they always have some kind of nefarious shit going on with them. This judge appeared to be more of the fair variety. Judge Timothy Wamsley is his name. Judge Timothy Wamsley is his name. He appeared to be more of a fair individual. He had a moment of silence before he handed out the sentencing, which further made me think that this was going to go in a direction that we wanted it to. You know what I mean? So it's unfortunate that, me personally, just on some real shit, seeing this trial take place, I wasn't hopeful just because of the past 8-10 years of the different black men that have been killed by cops and all of the insinuating circumstances that they use, all of the little bullshit games they play to get these men off. I wasn't sure that these three men was going to be convicted, which is unfortunate. Like, we shouldn't be in a society where a person gets killed, unarmed person gets killed, and we're questioning whether or not justice is going to come to fruition. But big shout out to the judge. RIP to the brother Ahmaud Arbery. Brother, you can rest in peace now. These bastards is going to rot in jail. All of them got life in prison. The third white man, William Bryan, he got life in prison, but he'll be eligible for parole after like 30 years or something. So this is a good thing, man. Like, I'm of the understanding, I have to give props to everybody who has participated in the social justice movement over the past several years. I think that, if not a large part, that's a small piece to why we see what's going on today, right? All the protests around the country, all the agitators, all of the people in the different cities across America who pride themselves on being like social justice warriors. Everybody in our community got to give these people some props, man, because their tenacity with making sure shit is, we take situations, we make sure they're elevated by using social media, by using your voice. We need to send a shout out to these people because I think, if not a small part, they played a large part in these motherfuckers being convicted, right? So shout out to all my social justice warriors around the country. I know sometimes it feels like you're doing a thankless job, but I think this time we finally got us one. Now we have a long way to go because in this case, I think the judge being fair, the fact that all of the DAs and the judges in this area had to recuse themselves because Greg McMichaels was an ex-cop. So they were a little bit too close to the situation. I don't know what would have happened if somebody that knew him or somebody that was more favorable to people like him was presiding over the case. I don't know if we still would have gotten this decision. You know what I mean? So it was some things lined up correctly for this to kind of happen. Greg McMichael and Travis McMichael, in their statements, they said a lot of foul shit. They said a lot of things that hurt their case more so. You know what I mean? So I think that's a part of it as well. And also, the white vigilante movement in America, hopefully this thwarts that movement to a degree, right? Again, all of the insinuating circumstances that made these assholes get convicted, sometimes that's not the case. Things don't line up like this for us, but hopefully we begin to see the light at the end of the tunnel when it comes to some of this bullshit. Because when I see the vigilante type behavior, I think, because being like a lover of history, it makes me think about all of the sundown towns that we've had in our country, which sundown towns are basically all white enclaves, all white communities in America where the white citizens did everything in their power to keep black people out. The sundown town name comes from the fact that in all of these towns, they would have bells or different ways to alert everyone when the sun was going down. And they would have signs in the front of the community that read, basically, niggas, your ass should be out of here by the time the sun is down. Now, in these communities, they would do a lot of things to ensure the community remained all white. Some of these things was harassing the black residents. This can be fucking with your house, harassing your children, following you around the neighborhood, right? So this white vigilante attitude has been in America. It has been in our society since the beginning of America, like since the beginning of when cities and states were created. How they treated us with the methods they used to keep us out have always been the same. And these, it's unfortunate and it's telling that these motherfuckers didn't think they did nothing wrong. Like I said, Travis McMichael, Greg McMichael, a lot of the statements they had to make regarding why they did this, regarding what they thought Ahmaud Arbery was going to do, it wasn't solid. Like it was obvious they was on some racist shit. You know what I mean? So shout out to the judge, Timothy Wamsley. RIP to the brother Ahmaud Arbery. Brother, you can rest in peace. These motherfuckers is going to rot in jail. This needs to become commonplace, family. So we need to be excited a little bit, but let's not celebrate too much. Like we got a long way to go before we see like real equality in this country. But this was definitely a step in the right direction, right? And also technology played a large part of this, right? Because after this took place, nobody was arrested for like 70 some odd days. So the fact that it was on video, the stupid motherfucker William Bryan, who actually did the video, helped out our case because unfortunately, if there was no video, there's a possibility they wouldn't be going to jail. You see what I'm saying? So we got to keep that in mind as well. But big salute, man. This is a small victory. I'm happy this brother's family get to experience some closure. Excuse me, a lot of the families that have had to deal with police violence or have had to deal with white vigilantes in one form or another haven't got any closure because the killers of their family member um wasn't convicted. So we have to acknowledge the fact that this doesn't happen often, but still understanding that we have a long way to go, right? So big shout out to the brother Ahmaud Arbery, his family. RIP, brother. You can rest in peace now. But y'all tell me, leave a comment on the video. What do you think? Do you think this is going to set a precedent? So now white vigilantes, i.e., white racist men, right, will stop doing this shit? Do you think they'll see this and think, okay, now if I see a black man running in my community, I can't fuck with him because I might get life in prison? Me personally, I don't think we're there yet. Like it to me, we haven't convicted enough of these bastards to set a full precedence in society, but this is definitely a step in the right direction, and we need to continue to go in that direction. You see what I'm saying? Like I was saying, all the social justice advocates, all the people that got their boots to the ground in all the cities around America, we should send a shout out to them as well. Because I think, like I was saying, if not large part, a small part of why this was able to happen, since Trayvon Martin and a lot of the earlier um, 10, 12 years ago, when we begin to see this type of injustice happening again, when it began to be highlighted by the Black Lives Matter movement, even though I have problems with that organization to a degree, they've brought attention to a lot of the shit that goes on in our community, and we can salute them for that alone. You know what I mean? As well as other social justice advocates throughout the country who've made it a point to keep their foot on the necks of anybody treating us wrong. So we got to send a shout out to the brothers and sisters that spend their days and nights doing a thankless job, which is advocating for black life, advocating for black society. You know what I mean? So this is your boy Harrison, man, Melanated Convo. Please do me a favor, man. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. And again, family, tell me, leave a comment below. Do you think this is going to set a precedent? Do you think because these assholes was convicted of murder, now going forward, when someone else does something like this to us, do you think they'll be more inclined to convict them of murder as well? So let's talk about it, family. This is your boy Harrison, Melanated Convo YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe.